Hello and welcome back to our channel. When you think of Mexico, you think of drugs, drug lords, and cartels. But truth is stranger than fiction, indeed. One such drug lord, the former Sinaloa cartel boss Joaquin Guzman, alias El Chapo, is known for doing the craziest things. In today's video, we will be counting down 12 of the most unsettling, graphic, fascinating, and bizarre tales related to El Chapo. Without further ado, let's begin. 12. Trying to take someone out in prison. Throughout the 80s and 90s, El Gordo, actually Miguel Angel Martinez, served as Chapo's right-hand man. All of it, however, came to a stop when Martinez was imprisoned. El Chapo dispatched an assassin and a brass band to the prison in Mexico City because of fear that his former business partner was cooperating with the law. A grenade was launched into Martinez's detention cell after the band had completed singing a song about death, forcing him to immediately hide behind the toilet. Martinez was lucky to be protected from most of the shrapnel by the toilet, which allowed him to survive the attempt on his life. Later on, when he was testifying against his old boss in court, he recalled this incident. 11. Building a zoo. It turns out that dangerous and extremely wealthy drug lords particularly enjoy visiting zoos. Hacienda Naples, a zoo and amusement park that belonged to Pablo Escobar, was found outside of Medellin, Colombia. A similar park near Guadalajara belonged to El Chapo. The guy who was the target of the attempted grenade assassination, Martinez, said of the property, it was a very nice ranch with a house, pool, tennis courts, and he built a zoo. El Chapo allegedly traveled on a train from that zoo, which was home to exotic creatures including lions, tigers, and panthers. 10. Spying on his wife and mistress. Even cartels require its specialist, and Christian Rodriguez served as the Sinaloa cartel's its specialist. However, Rodriguez turned on the cartel and utilized his technological expertise against them, giving the FBI an abundance of data. El Chapo's wife and mistress's phones were infected with spyware while Rodriguez was working in the drug business, providing the paranoid El Chapo a close-up look at their lives. He could follow their movements, read their texts, listen to their phone calls, and even remotely turn on the phone's camera to spy on them in real time with the software. El Chapo was always on the watch. 9. Gifting an AK-47. El Chapo apparently enjoyed collecting guns. He had a collection of assault weapons that he allegedly shot with his family while on vacation, along with a diamond-encrusted handgun and RPGs. Additionally, he was keen on one day giving his child an AK-47 as a gift. Christian Rodriguez, the aforementioned expert, assisted the court in gaining access to El Chapo's private text communications. El Chapo said, in reference to their daughter, "I'm going to give her an AK-47 so she can hang with me," in a discussion he was having with his wife, Emma Coronel Espuro. While the precise age at which he wanted her to be in possession of a weapon is unknown, it is obvious that his goal was to ignite a similar enthusiasm in her. 8. Helicopter insurance fraud. Speaking of presents, El Chapo received a customized personal helicopter worth an estimated $1 million from drug dealer and pilot Jorge Cifuentes. El Chapo was advised to learn how to fly it by Cifuentes' brother in case he wanted to flee quickly. But before El Chapo could begin learning to fly, another cartel pilot crashed the helicopter into a hangar, severely destroying the aircraft. In order to get their hands on the insurance money, El Chapo and Cifuentes pushed the chopper down a cliff. 7. Running through sewage. Police have discovered more than 60 underground tunnels connecting the United States and Mexico that they have linked to El Chapo, giving them a broad view of the scale of his business. During a particularly terrible escape from the DEA, the chief of the crime organization personally used an underground tunnel. When they unexpectedly showed up at one of El Chapo's hideouts, he fled to the bathroom, where hydraulic pistons elevated the bathtub and exposed a secret tunnel. He and his sweetheart, both naked, retreated into the muddy, dark tube and struggled through the sewers of Culiacan for more than an hour. They came out of a drainage ditch, very filthy and foul, but made it out safely. 6. Getting his hands dirty. El Chapo wasn't afraid to get his own hands dirty, both literally and figuratively. While many drug lords use servants to handle the grubby chores, El Chapo didn't. El Chapo once had a member of a competing cartel tied up and tortured him with the stench of his own burning flesh. He then shot the victim and had him buried alive. El Chapo used a branch from a tree to beat two rival gang members at another time. Then, after being tied to the backs of TVs and being driven to a huge bonfire, these seriously injured individuals were shot, murdered, and thrown onto the flames. Crazy definitely seems like an understatement. 5. Smuggling cocaine in cans of peppers. During his rule, El Chapo created a special technique for moving his enormous stock of cocaine. He made use of cans of jalapeno peppers. Authorities discovered 7 tons of cocaine concealed within La Cometer brand peppers in April 1993. The haul was found by Mexican officials in Tecate, not far from the California border. Up until El Chapo's 2018 trial, when a witness testified that the practice was very common, it appeared to be a one-time incident. According to the witness, the cartel allegedly transported 25 to 30 tons of cocaine in pepper cans into the United States every year. According to the New York Post, such a sum would be worth $400 to $500 million. That is a lot of dough. 4. Escaping from max security twice. El Chapo's life has always been filled with drama, and that includes 2 separate jail escapes. El Chapo initially was arrested by authorities in 1993, and a judge later gave him a 20-year jail term. El Chapo broke out of the maximum security Puente Grande prison in Jalisco, Mexico, in January 2001. He allegedly spent more than $2.5 million in bribes to accomplish his escape through a laundry cart. He evaded capture until Mexican law enforcement apprehended him in February 2014. He escaped from the Altiplano prison outside of Toluca, Mexico, in July 2015. El Chapo was taken away on a subterranean motorbike after entering the mile-long tunnel that had been dug out from the outer walls of his jail to the cartel leader's cell. Then, El Chapo was greeted by an ATV outside the prison and taken to a neighboring warehouse that had been specifically bought for this purpose. From there, he took off for San Juan del Rio. 3. Allegedly bribing the highest levels of government. The brother of the individual who handed El Chapo a helicopter, Alex Cifuentes, took on the role of the drug lord's personal assistant in the late 2000s. He also revealed something unexpected when testifying against his former boss. He claimed that former Mexican President Enrique P. Nieto took a $100 million bribe from El Chapo, but Nieto has consistently refuted claims of corruption, calling them completely false and defamatory. Furthermore, Cifuentes provided no concrete evidence to support his claims. Whether or not this allegation was accurate, corruption within the government continues to be a major problem in Mexico. 2. Uploading executions to YouTube. The Sinaloa chief is infamous for filming himself and his gruesome activities and releasing them to YouTube. He personally interviewed his competitors after having sicarios or hired assassins bring them to him, sometimes chained and helpless, according to U.S. federal prosecutors. El Chapo posted a video to YouTube in 2010 showing him killing Israel Rinkin Martinez, a ferocious rival who had unintentionally killed the kid of an ally. The amputation of Hugo Hernandez's face allegedly was recorded that year after El Chapo used a chainsaw to chop off the rival's skull. El Chapo attached Hernandez's skin to a soccer ball and put it in front of Ciudad Juárez's city hall as a message to the Jurors cartel. 1. Having a special room. In Ciudad Juárez, close to the Mexico-Texas border, there is a slaughterhouse where El Chapo's foes were put to death. The residence supposedly belonged to a hitman called Antonio Marufo and had a white, tiled room with a drainage outlet. Additionally, it was said to be entirely soundproof. Edgar Galvin, a witness, stated in court, "That's where he killed people. In that house, no one comes out." The precise location of the death chamber and the number of people that perished there are still unclear. However, don't be scared, folks, because El Chapo is presently in prison for life at a federal supermax facility in Colorado and can no longer do any crazy things. That concludes today's video, which I hope you found interesting and mind-blowing. Do remember to like and subscribe to our channel down below. To ensure that you never miss an upload, tap the bell icon. Comment down which was your favorite craziest thing done by El Chapo, and I'll see you all again in the next one.